Hello, happy Monday. My name is Sarah Hanford, and today is the Monday Money Date, where I do my bookkeeping and you do yours. If you have any questions regarding how to do something, if it's not a simple you click here, you click here. If you're using QuickBooks, I'm going to drop my links in the chat so you can do an SOS call. And in the SOS call, I look specifically at your problem and I'm able to give you more specific advice. But I want to welcome all of my new subscribers and returning subscribers. Let's go ahead and let's get into today's Monday Money Date. Let's see. I am running a little behind today. I don't have QuickBooks already up or anything, so we're both starting fresh on this Monday. I do have a few things that I know that I need to take care of. I changed banks for I'm in the process of changing banks, so I need to update some billing information, and I have, let's see how many transactions I need to categorize. I have 6 there, and I'm all set with this account. So it looks like I only have 6 transactions to categorize. So let's get into it. So if you are new, we are doing body doubling for your bookkeeping. I'm doing my bookkeeping. I'm keeping it private, and you do your bookkeeping. It's just our time to dedicate to getting this done. So that way it becomes a habit and you're able to become proactive with your own bookkeeping. So I'm logging in. I've already logged into my QuickBooks account. You don't have to use QuickBooks. You can use whatever you want to use. It could even be a spreadsheet. So enough talking, more posting. Let's see. What company was she from? Cindy. I need to follow up with that person. Okay. And then this one was, make sure I spell her name right. So right now I am going through my transactions, and I had 3 meetings within this transaction for that were all referral meetings, and I wanna make sure I spell okay. Okay, and we got that. So I have done alrighty. So, all right, we are not even 10 minutes in, and I have all of my transactions categorized. And I'm able to do that because I do it every week. Every Monday at 11 o'clock Central Time, noon Eastern, I go in and I sit down and I just categorize my transactions. And it got to the point where I'm able to do it so quickly and easily because I stay on top of it every single week. So, what I saw last week in my Monday money date was that had anticipated a charge for some dues for a membership that I'm part of. I was expecting that to come out this week, but it came out earlier in the month. So I'm going to go through my subscriptions and make sure I have those up to date. I have a subscription tracker that I keep, and I want to make sure I have those up to date so that way there's no surprises. And then I'm going to go through my P&L, my balance sheet, my statement of cash or my cash flow, my receivables, my cash flow projections. I go through those every single week. Do I have to go through those every single week? No, probably twice a month, and if not monthly is enough, but I like to keep that habit, and I also like to keep, my goals really focused and front of mind, and doing that every Monday just helps me keep on track of my goals, and I have some pretty big goals this year, so I'm able to anticipate those goals better just by doing it every Monday and making sure that I made a connection and seeing how that connection or that networking group or whatever I'm doing is really leading me towards those goals. So, enough talking. We are 9 minutes in. We have another 21 minutes to go in this Monday money date. So let's get back to work. If you're still categorizing your transactions, let me know in the comments. And also, if you need an SOS call, use my link in the chat so that way you can book your SOS call. And I'm going to see if I can I'm pinning it right there. So that way you can book your call if you have any particular questions. So let me get back and I am going to go through and I'm going to look at my subscription tracker and make sure I have all of the dates and the amounts up to date. So that way, going into July, since we're halfway through the year, going into July, I can anticipate to the best of my abilities any upcoming expenses. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I am tired today, so I am so sorry. We went camping this weekend and I cannot recover. So, all of my subscriptions are, for the most part that I can see just looking historically, um, they're good. So, it was just a one off thing, I think, with that one coming due earlier than anticipated. And if you're interested in getting this subscription tracker that I use, just let me know in the comments. I've been thinking about maybe selling it as a digital download, but you tell me if that is something that you are interested in. So now all I need to do is I need to look through my P&L. I need to look through my balance sheet. I need to look through my AR, statement of cash flows, and my projections. And that is it for this week, for the previous week. Starting next week will be our normal Monday money date, but then the following week, the first week in July will be our June close Monday money date, where we go through and close the month of June. So that way you can see what exactly I do, or I can walk you through what I'm doing for the month end close, because it's not much at all outside of what I normally do here. And that is because I do this every week. And I have been doing it every week for a year and a half now, a year. Um, so I'm able to close out the month, close out my bank accounts, and close out anything that I have open, and then send any reminder emails, anything like that for my clients that I need to close out the month. So 15 minutes in, and we have 15 minutes to go. So let's go ahead. Let me run those reports, and we can get done with this task for the day. I've got my I've got my to-do list, and it seems to just be growing and growing. So sorry for yawning. Okay. All right, got that down. Let's do balance sheet. I already did my AR statement, my aging. So now I'm going on to my balance sheet. Just making sure it's not one of my kids. Let's see, P&L. Okay, and then cash flow. Okay. So there we have it. I was able to categorize all my transactions. I was able to go through my due dates that I have in my subscription tracker. And my subscription tracker is a spreadsheet, and I have all of the names of the companies, what I use them for, the links, and the either monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual or annual charges, and then the anticipated due date for renewal. Um, and then also if I use it for a client, I try and keep track of the percentage of that program that I use for the client, and also um, if it's multiple clients, that type of thing. So if I use a particular subscription 50% of the time for client work, 50% of the time for my work, then I'm able to divvy it up that way. Um, so it's just little details that I like to keep track of, just to see not only when my cash is going to be affected by renewals, but also see which ones I'm using and which ones I'm not using. And sometimes I look at that weekly if I know I have a lot of items renewing, but I also look at it at least once a month when I do my month-end close. So I keep track of that within the spreadsheet, but I also have reminders on my Google Calendar, so that way I know, it alerts me. My Google Calendar alerts me a week before 4 days before and then the day before. So that way I know and it's triggering me to look at it in case I need to cancel it for some reason. And then there's also a link to the spreadsheet and then also the item information, like my username, password, all of that stuff in LastPass. So with that said, what I am going to do is I had 3 meetings, 3 referral meetings this past, transaction period. So I'm going to quick send some follow-up emails for those referral meetings, reply back to them, because I know 2 of the 3 have emailed me back from our initial meeting follow-up. So I just wanna take care of that before the time is up. Can't type today. Okay. Let's see where we're at time-wise. We have 6 minutes, so I'm going to send one more email. Okay. 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 Um, all right. So, all right. It looks like that is it for me. I've sent the follow-up emails. I reviewed my P&L, my balance sheet, my AR, my cash flow projections. I've categorized all of my transactions, and I've also looked at my subscription tracker to double check the due dates and also make sure that everything is not going to that a surprise is not going to happen again, like it did last week. So if you're still working on your bookkeeping, please go ahead and keep doing that. I don't want to interrupt your flow, but my bookkeeping is done and our time here on our Monday money date is coming to an end. You can either keep doing it if you're already in a good flow or just wait until next week. Because honestly, if you're stuck on something, it's always best to just set it aside, let some time pass, and then come back to it if you're truly just stuck on trying to figure out something. Um, if you need some help on a particular problem that you are having that is specific to your financials, please click the link in the pinned link in the comments section, so that way you're able to book an SOS call and get your problem answered by me directly, where my eyes are on your books, and you're able to ask me detailed questions, and I can give you a detailed response that is accurate. I am going to go ahead and schedule out the rest of June and the month of July for the Monday money dates, and also what you can expect going forward. Starting in July, there's going to be a different structure where the first week we close out the month, and then the subsequent weeks we do our transactions on our regular accounting cycle. And then the first week of the following month of August, we close the books and then we do our regular accounting. So I am looking forward to that new format here for the Monday money dates, because it's a true representation of not just what I do, but what any accountant does, and also what I do for my clients closing out their books. All right, my friends, I will see you again next week on the Monday money date. Bye.